Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your June reading. So I prayed and meditated and laid down the first layer of cards like usual, and what I got for the underlying energy or the past, first card out, the Lovers. So we could be talking about a choice, we could be talking about Gemini, but it's mostly making that inner choice to be guided by the divine for what we create. And after that I got here the creation card, the manifestation card, the Magician with the Four of Swords. So there's a healing, there's kind of a retraction to try and understand disappointments from the past and maybe how you could have created those disappointments, or why does your manifestation turns out to be painful, disappointment, hurtful, and you're trying to understand that, but in a way being guided by the divine to understand and to make your choices in the future. There's that wanting to rise from that. And after that I got the Strength. So as an underlying energy, this is overcoming our animalistic side here with our higher intelligence, our higher self, connected with the universe. And that eternity sign, you see it also on top of the Magician. His wand is aligned with the universe. That means his willpower, his will of what he wants to manifest is aligned with his true self, with what the universe wants for him also, and the best of the Magician. And he has all the tools to do it. Aligning yourself with the universe here, as you can see in this card. These are all parts of us, our masculine and our feminine. The feminine looks at the angel looks at the anima, animus anima, at how we create what we attract. She looks at the angel, and the man usually looks at her for how he's going to manifest our masculine side. So there's that insight aligned with the divine, and then putting into action with our masculine side, and that's what creates abundance. That's why the fruits are all here, and ascension in a sense, because that's how we rise, that's how we climb the mountain. So there's reflection on that dynamic for you for the month of June, of how you manifest, how you create. And here he wants to understand with the Sword of Truth, but here also he's inspired by his spirituality to try to understand those three swords here. So how do you manifest in the now? How this is affecting your now. I have the Four of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. So we are talking about solidity. We could be talking about an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but the King of Pentacles is the masculine archetype that can create abundance. You can give him any idea and he's going to manifest it in the concrete. Pentacle. You have the five senses there. What is our reality in this world? So Four of Pentacles is a very grounding energy. It's keeping our energy to solidify it. When it's a bit too much, it becomes holding on. But if not, it's that solidifying, keeping our energy to solidify it. And the Four of Wands, it's that same principle where our willpower is planted and there's a rejoicement because it is solid. That's why it's a celebration card. So it's really, you see the manifestation. In the future, we have the Eight of Wands. So that's a lot of communication, back and forth, actions. We also have the High Priestess and the Pope. Now these are the counterparts of the unconscious and the conscious. The laws of the universe, everything that is in your subconscious, where your soul is hidden behind the silence and behind all that is ruled by the moon, the waters, the unconscious waters and things like that. She rules that. Within silence, we can hear our soul whispering to us in what she needs, she or he, it needs for its fulfillment in this life. And the counterpart, the Pope, is everything that is the laws and structures in our reality that are inspired by the High Priestess. So in a sense, you have, let's say, a red light. There's the law to stop at a red light. But you'll have different kind of people at the red light. You'll have the ones that stop just because it's the red light and they don't ask any questions. They don't go there. You have the ones that just look if they see a policeman, because if they could, they would. They'd absolutely have no touch with the High Priestess. And you have the ones that understand the dynamic of why that law is there, to give everybody a chance, and that's the most efficient way for a community to go where they need to go. So he is stopping at the red light with the consciousness and understanding of why that law is there. You understand? Because he went inside, he went higher than just his little self. He went and understood the whole subconscious, unconscious reality and absorbed its information, and that's how it translated into a law. So that would be religion and spirituality, or you can see it like that. So you have those two counterparts here with actions and communications and moves and things like that. Under the deck, you have Judgment. So a lot of major arcanas here. And Judgment, it's that path from when we understand something, that clarity we get and that we can bring in our reality. So it's often reviving parts of us, because now they are enlightened. They are not acting in the subconscious, they are enlightened, they are revived. So they are not purely in the unconscious, they came to consciousness, and we can act with discernment here, the Pope. So something is happening for you, Sagittarius. So I'm going to clarify. I call upon Spirit, I call upon the light, I call upon my guides, I call upon the divine. Help me clarify this reading for Sagittarius. The month of June. All right. Okay, Spirit, talk to me about that King of Pentacles. That could be your masculine side, I think, of how you manifest and create your security. Show me the King of Pentacles. What is that for Sagittarius? What is that for Sagittarius? Oh, okay, so it is you. See? Queen of Wands. It is really you. It's your masculine archetype that has to do with how you manifest your physical reality. What you feel, touch, and hold, your abundance and your solidity. So this is what you're understanding this month of June. Show me the strength. What are they overcoming here? What part of their... The lion is that animalistic side. It can be the ego or fears, the reptilian brain, you know? It's to rise it. Okay. So I have the repetition of the Four of Wands. So maybe one of the aspects of your lions, it's that when we hold on, when we it's a fear of being vulnerable, it's a fear of risking, but it's in the nature of Sagittarius to go and risk, to go and try things. They're like you're usually very you have no fear of attempting things. Temperance is your card. 1 foot in the water, testing the waters, and living. So very, fiery Sagittarius. So to the ones that I'm talking, and I have here the Knight of Wands, which is the complete opposite of this. So for some of you, the lion, what is in your unconscious or what is in your ego that is a bit distorted, it's either you're afraid to open up, to be vulnerable, to risk, or you just go and think of the day and you don't secure and hold on what you have. Like if you have $10, you spend it, So it's one or the other, because these two are two very different energies. And since this is a general reading, some of you have this that you have to realign and get your higher self to master. And others, it's this, because these two cards can be very positive or negative. It depends how it affects your life. If you're somebody that has a hard time building something solid, then it's that energy here that is wrong. And if you're somebody that has a hard time being vulnerable and opening up or risking, he has no problem risking. But if you're on that side, then this is what you're going to see about yourself. It's all how we create our reality. And we need to have a balance in those two energies of when it is good to go out there, live in the moment, and actually, put our fire there, and when it is needed for us to hold back and ground. Talk to me about the Four of Wands. Because the Four of Wands, it's celebrating life. Because there is solidity. Talk to me about the Four of Wands. I have the Four of Swords again. So there's that, see here. So the disappointments that you had and the pains that you had in life were probably related to maybe an incapacity to build a solid relationship or a solid home foundation. And home can be also our home, your body per se, because this is the home of your soul. So there's pain there. That means an incapacity to celebrate. So this is what you're trying to heal and understand. Okay, talk to me about the High Priestess. What did the High Priestess tell Sagittarius? What did the High Priestess talk about to Sagittarius? She talked about the Two of Cups. This is a mirror also, a mirror of oneself, but it is also our capacity to offer and to receive equal emotion that is healing. So that's what she whispered to you. That is the energy or the dynamic that is in your unconscious, that you have beliefs about or things like that. That's what she was talking about, to heal that. There's the Callisis here, to heal. And there's the red lion, the transmutation, alchemic symbol of the red lion. So she's talking about your dynamic with somebody else. What did the Pope talk about? King of Swords. So, King of Swords, his head is clear. So, it's like if at the end of the month, or that can go a bit longer, because we do have the judgment here, so you will have that enlightenment about your dynamic with the type of relationships you have. And the Pope being the counterpart of the High Priestess, that means how it is affecting us in our life, in how it's reflected in our life, the discernment and everything. Here we have another archetype of discernment. The King of Swords, his mind is clear, he makes decisions and he plans, he understands, he has the sword of truth in his hand. So you're going to come out of this very clear in your head, and ready to cut out what no longer serves you for your ultimate goal in what you want to create in your life. So probably during the month, you will notice the people that are true around you, the people you're hanging on to that you shouldn't hang on to anymore, or the people that are just in and out in your life and that you cannot build anything for them with them. So there's going to be that clarity by going inside and understanding the dynamic you have with the outside, with others, which are a reflection of our inside. So that's why you can only change it once you go inside to see your true reality, your true beliefs inside of yourself, change them with the judgment here. You're gonna get that clarity and bring those unconscious beliefs to the light, to life, so you can master them with the strength. It's bringing the intelligence. Judgments is bringing the intelligence in the unconscious, bringing the light in the unconscious to revive it and bring it up, so you can master it. And there's something like that was preventing you in a way that you were manifesting solidity in your life. Here, the Eight of Wands, what is this? Maybe some communication or something like that. Three of Wands. All right. It's going to push you to do that self-reflection this month. Because with the Eight of Wands, which is actions and communications and things like that, clarified with the Three of Wands, which is what we expect from the outside world after the moves and the decisions we made in the past. And we see what is coming towards us. So the way you communicate, the way you put yourself out there, and things like that, you see the result of what is coming towards you. And so that pushes you to go within your intuition, within yourself, to try and see what is wrong with my dynamic. Why 2 times the Four of Swords? So there has been disappointment and pain in your past, and that you are analyzing now. So maybe it's something that happened, but in the month of June you're still healing from it, you're still going through it. It can even be because at one point life is gonna try and push us to go do analysis like that, through events and things like that, and sometimes even through physical illness. That could easily be a physical illness at one point that pushes you to see why this is in my life, why this is what I'm receiving from my moves, and to go in and do that discernment. You're gonna cut out something that doesn't serve you, that doesn't have integrity between what you want to create in your life and what you are creating. You're gonna spot what is wrong and cut it out at the end of the month. Give me a card for Judgment. Good. Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is a card also. The tree is that shape. There's the spark of the creator, the will to create something, and then the structure. Tree is Bina, in the tree of life, it's tree. And here we're talking about creating in the shape of something that would celebrate life. And like we can see here, how you have a hard time to celebrate life because you've had so much disappointment. Of course, this is not all of you, Sagittarius, and it's at different levels, You could be somebody that had a lot of disappointments and has a really hard time building a strong relationship or a strong job or something like that. Or it could be something very light in your life that you just need to get a bit higher on that level, but you've already succeeded in having a good relationship, or you have a great job, strong, solid, but you have a hard time with the harmony at home, or it's going to be different for all of you depending on the level you need and where you at working the karmas you have to work in this life. But the capacity to celebrate, the capacity to build something that can elevate us to celebrate life, that is the Three of Cups. That you can share with people that are as happy as you for your success. Here, in the best sense of the Three of Cups, those three people are happy together, It's not having people around us that do not have the best intentions for us, or that we have to dim our light not to offend them or go higher than them or whatever. This is the celebration of life shared with the people around us in a structure, the tree. Talk to me about the Lovers. And the Lovers is that. It's a choice, but it's choosing to be inspired by our higher self in how we manifest in our life. no, that's a lot. Okay, but there you go. Okay. It's gonna be a bit, maybe a bit of a shock, or you're gonna go deep inside and maybe you're gonna face your demons, okay? Things that have been hidden for a long time. Here, what is the lovers? That question of looking to our higher self to make our decisions. I have justice. So justice, in this case, we're talking about karmic justice. And what is karma? Karma is the result of our beliefs. The result is based on what we manifested, based on our beliefs. Repeating karma is repeating always the same way of doing things, therefore having the same results. When you change your karma, it's because you understood the dynamic and you can rise above it. It's gonna come as a shock. Okay? This is the tower. That is the lightning of the divine that comes and crumbles something that is not serving you anymore. It can be a situation, it can be a belief, anything like that. At the end, it's for your highest good, but on the spot, we can be shooken by it because we don't understand right away why the universe removed that from our lives or shown us that. And even when we get a truth about ourselves, it's unsettling. We can lose foot at one point and be shocked by it. And you're gonna start facing all of your demons, you know, after living that. And it is about King of Pentacles again. It's about you, how you create your life. Just seeing the part that we had in the creation of our reality, right away we move from being a victim of life to being responsible for what happened. And of course, that's the only way we can have power and dominion on our life, is when we take full responsibility for our reality. But it's very hard to face, and it's very hard to, when it is shown to us, sometimes it's not always gentle. But there's a karma that wants to finish, and the universe is going to push you in it. And it's going to be on how you build your solidity, financial or with others, having true friends, having a real partner that is there for you, that is mirroring the highest self of you, maybe not the bad karma of you, you know. Like if you don't have enough, I don't know, self-esteem, then you would attract a narcissist that would take all the space that you're not giving yourself. So there's your responsibility. You have to rise your self-esteem to attract somebody that would mirror that to you, and that can recognize that in you also. This, you know, in its good sense. So, Sagittarius, a big lesson of how you create your life. And you are going to transmute. You are going to overcome it. And it's when it's going to happen, it's going to switch really fast. Because having the High Priestess and the High Priest right one after the other, and the King of Swords, things are going to become super clear in your mind. It's going to be like, oh my God, this is like a epiphany. Like it's going to be a shock, but you're going to see it all clearly all of a sudden by going inside. What your moves attract towards you, and you're going to heal. There is some healing happening here. So this is your reading, Sagittarius, for the month of June. July will be completely different for you after you pass through this. I'm gonna send you my love and light. Thank you for all your comments and shares and likes. I read all of your comments. And well, namaste. All right, thank you.